Hey, this is Meredith's husband. I've got some SEO advice for you, but I'm going to keep it really simple so that you can understand it, so it makes sense, and most importantly, so you can actually use it. Do you remember what we talked about last week?
No.
Last week,
Yes.
we talked about improving your website's visibility in AI searches.
Yes.
A few tips. And I said, next week, which is now today,
Hello.
how to identify which blogs are sort of the best options for rewriting to help with that visibility.
Okay.
In AI and just general SEO.
This is something you talked about. For some reason, this I remember.
I have touched on this topic, yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
People really seem to appreciate it, though. So I'm going to just kind of be a little more specific here.
I appreciate that.
So what we're going to do is we're going to use Google Search Console.
Yes.
And we're just going to, I call it following the breadcrumbs. It's really pretty easy. Like Google's kind of leaving breadcrumbs that you can identify if you're using Google Search Console. And you say, oh, that one's doing good, that one's doing good, that one's doing good. Hey, lo and behold, maybe this is what I should blog about.
Yeah, maybe this is a house made of candy.
Because you've heard the advice. I've given the advice. It's pretty common advice, like blogging is good for SEO.
Yes.
Not everybody says that. That is said often, but it's pretty vague.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty open to interpretation.
Yes.
Because you could take that advice and you could go at least a few different directions with it. Some not so good.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is we want our blogging effort to be successful with SEO. Yes. We want it to do good. So,
effective.
Yes. The most successful bloggers, and when I say successful bloggers, I mean people who start blogs and they end up like with six-figure businesses based on the blog, or they sell the blog for millions of dollars or whatever. Like those are what I would call probably the most successful bloggers. But any blogging, if you want to be, if you want your blog, your efforts with your blog to pay off, something you can do that I think is a whole lot easier. Because when most people hear, oh, you got a blog for SEO, you think, what do you think?
Panic. What am I going to blog about?
Yeah, exactly. A new blog. Your mind goes to new blogs and what are you going to blog about, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's only part of having a successful blog is creating new blogs. A major part is redoing old blogs, looking to see what is performing well, what is not performing well.
Right.
That's easier to do than writing a new blog, if you ask me. It will also help inform you of what you need to write. You'll see what topics are doing well, what topics are not doing well.
Correct.
So my point is people who are successful with their blog are going to spend, I'm not going to say a majority, but a good chunk of their time blogging, revisiting old blogs.
Got it.
Getting intelligence from Google, following those breadcrumbs, figuring out what to do moving forward. Because a lot of times what happens is people, they might have a successful blog and they think, oh, well, that was successful. I'm going to do that again. And they end up blogging about the same thing over and over. That leads to a problem. Or what they do is they write a blog, whether it does well or not, they just leave it. It's fixed. They think, oh, that's doing well. I'm going to leave it as is. Okay, those are both kind of problems. You don't really want to do either one of those. Oh. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Google Search Console and we're going to follow the breadcrumbs, like I said, and we're going to try to essentially go with the flow.
Excellent.
Whatever Google is doing, whatever Google is appreciating about your website, we want to go with that and we want to make that stronger and build upon that. We don't want to go against the flow. What is that, swimming upstream? We don't want to swim upstream against Google because Google has a really strong current. You're not going to win that. So we want to identify what is Google like and we want to do more of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
play nice with Google.
In doing that, we are going to use Google Search Console and we're going to look at the number of impressions. I've talked about impressions, I don't know, probably dozens of times.
I'm an old lady.
That's a good impression.
Thank you.
Another impression is anytime Google shows your website to users.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it has to be on page 1. If somebody does a search, Google generates 20 pages of results. Mm-hmm. Okay. If your website is on page 20, that's still an impression. It's just that you're not on the first page. So this is how we can start to see trends like Google is picking this blog up, but it's still ranked fairly low. Maybe we should make it stronger, et cetera, et cetera.
Hint, hint.
So the first thing that you want to do is look at your pages.
Yes.
You go to Google Search Console, look at your pages, and use a filter to just look at your blog pages. Hopefully your blog articles have the word blog in there, a URL somewhere. So you can do a filter for that. So you're only looking at a chart of your most popular blog pages.
Okay.
Then you want to find the ones with the most impressions. Those are the ones that are doing the best.
Yes.
Those are the ones that we want to somehow make stronger. Now, one thing to look out for. If you have, say, two blogs that are similar, okay, maybe you blogged about the same thing twice. It happens, like I said, quite often.
To the best of us.
If you have that situation and you see both of those blogs showing up in your, say, top 10 of most popular blogs, look to see what keywords are leading in, what queries, click on the queries tab, look to see what queries are leading to those blog posts. If it's the same query or very, very similar, and there's two different pages appearing in search, that's not good. You want to do that.
No.
Narrow that down. That's called keyword cannibalization. It's actually going to be harming your rankings, or it's going to be holding you back. It's going to be holding you back. So what you want to do, if you
combine them?
Yes. That's one option. Yes. What you want to do is you want to pick the one that is stronger, that's getting more impressions. Or when you're looking at Google Search Console, there's a nice line graph that will show you trends. If one of them is trending up and the other is trending down, you want to use the one that's trending up in impressions, getting more, the one that's doing better. So that's the one you want to keep, the one that's stronger or doing better. Then you want to combine them. Or if they're very similar, just get rid of one.
That was my question. You get rid of the least performing one.
Yes. And think about, before you do that, could you combine them in some way?
Right.
Is there something you can take from the one that is performing a little bit worse and add it to the one that's better? Then get rid of the one that is performing worse, delete it, and create a redirect. This is very important. You need to create a 301 redirect from the one you got rid of to the one that you're keeping.
And do you do that before you get rid of it?
Just do it at the same time.
How do you do that?
Well, I can't cover all the details here, but Google it or ChatGPT it. How do I create a 301 redirect on WordPress or Squarespace or wherever your website is?
Got it.
It's not very hard, but it is an important step. Do not skip it. Yeah. It's very, very, for SEO, it's very, very, especially in this situation, very, 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 very important.
I'm not going to make a joke.
And you might have more than two. So I said you might have, two different blogs kind of appearing for the same searches. You might have 3 or 4 or 5. So same rule applies. Keep the one that is strongest. And I would say get rid of the others one at a time. You look at them, and if you can somehow combine them all into one, do that, but don't feel you need to get rid of them all at once. I would say,
got it.
Don't go crazy. Take your time.
One at a time, and make sure you do the 301.
Yes. For each of them, for every one that you delete. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Aside from that, let's say you're looking at your list of your top 10 blog posts. You want to look for themes. Is there a common theme? No, not necessarily blogging about the same thing, but is there anything that would tie those together? So in my case, I might have, several different blogs appearing relating to title tags. One of them is how to write title tags. One of them is what to do if you have duplicate title tags. Another is what to do if your title tags are too short or they're duplicated. There's a whole bunch of different reasons, a bunch of different issues that can happen with your title tags. If I saw 3 or 4 of those blogs appearing in my top 10, that's a theme for me. So I know that I'm going to want to essentially build what we call a content hub around title tags, a little mini guide of a few different pages about title tags.
How do you do that?
And then I would think about, which one would I consider the center of that hub? Which was the most general title tags? Right. And then off of that hub,
the nucleus.
There's going to be kind of like spokes. And one spoke will be how long should it be? One spoke will be what are duplicate title tags? Another spoke would be,
what the hell are tags?
Long enough. Another one might be, how do you actually write them? What is the format? So those could be different articles. I also could combine them all together. That's going to be your call.
What's preferable, to have many little ones, a little hub, or one central?
There is no exact way you can know this. It's kind of how different are the topics. Like in that case I just gave you about title tags, that probably could conceivably be one long page all about title tags. If I had something that were different, if I were, say, a photographer and I had a blog about how to photograph in the
Arctic,
and how to photograph when it's cold outside. Okay, so not the best blogs, let me tell you that. But those sound like different posts. Okay,
they sound like the same post. Arctic and cold.
No, I mean, I'm thinking how to photograph in the Arctic. Like it's white everywhere. There is not much scenery. It's just like that's more of like a technical, like you're going to be dealing with some weird lighting and there's not much like how do you photograph that? And then photographing in the cold is
they would intersperse.
They're related, but to me, I'm just using this as I'm trying to come up with an example off the top of my head.
I know.
And you're making it really easy.
Thanks.
Those to me just kind of sound like they would be two different posts.
Right.
Okay. People would be coming to those for different reasons. The example that I used for the title tags, somebody coming to that post, there's a pretty good chance they're going to want to see all of that. Okay.
Right.
At once.
Yeah.
If the topics are, well, they're going to want to see this information and they might want this other information, those would be different blog posts. That's kind of the general approach that I would take to it.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. So just remember that the thing that we're trying to do here is we're trying to see what does Google already like, and then we're trying to build on that.
Yeah.
Build on that without writing the same blog over and over and over.
Yes.
Okay? Think of it like a content hub. If you want to think of it more, you could think of it like a pyramid, I guess, with your central topic at the top and then branching out to smaller topics down beneath. I kind of visualize it that way. Content hub is the phrase that most people use, though.
You're kind of polishing it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that helps. If that helps, let me know. I'm always curious. You can leave a review and tell me what you like just in general about the podcast. That's always good if there's some sort of consensus about what people appreciate. I try to do more of that. If you've already done that, thank you very much. Or you can leave a feedback in the show notes here right below where you can say, yeah, that topic was great. Or I like topics about Marcel and Buster.
Gonna have to get a photo of them up if you don't have it.
Yeah, this is good stuff. All right, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope that you find this helpful and useful. And if you do, what you could do for us as a thanks would be to, drumroll please, yes, leave a review. Yes, everybody says it, I know, but it really does make a difference. Take 3 seconds, leave as many stars, say something really nice about what you like about the podcast and maybe why other people would like it. It would mean the world to us, especially my husband. That better? All right, I'm going to try one where I'm not going to be charming.